Join us on the back porch, that's what we're here for. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the Back Porch Lounge, where the vibe is bold. Shy about the shop, no need to fear. We'll teach you the ropes and make it all clear. Learn the lingo, find your cigar groove. With the Leaf Cutters crew, you got nothing to prove. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the Back Porch Lounge, where the vibe is bold. So grab your cigar, join the conversation. Let's light it up, spark some inspiration. The Leaf Cutters are here, the world to ignite. One stick at a time, under the porch light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today in the Back Porch Lounge, we have a special guest, I should say, and that's Brett Martin and James Safetit from For Freedom Cigar Company.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely glad to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all coming on and supplying us with these sticks for us to smoke today. And today we're going to be smoking the For Freedom Sweet Elder. I believe that's the name of this one. Looking forward to it. Can you tell us a little bit about the Sweet Elder?
Yeah, it's a Nicaraguan longleaf filler cigar. It's a sweet blend of infused with honey, vanilla, a sugar rub all the way throughout the entire cigar. And so the first puff to the very end, you're going to get the same profile. It's not infused like acid infused, where there is some bitterness from that. It's a naturally infused cigar.
Very nice. All right. Well, while we cut and light these things up, Zach actually has a question since Robert's not here.
Be your rah-rah today.
Rah-rah.
So I was smoking a cigar the other day, and I was thinking about like how I ash the cigar, and maybe I should do it differently. So I understand that you have the cigar is supposed to ash on its own, laying it on a stand or on the ashtray, and the ash will fall off when it's ready anyway. But I don't like to wear the ash very much. So usually what I do is I tap the cigar as I put it down, but I was thinking I probably should tap the cigar as I pick it up, because then it would maybe protect the cherry a little bit. Do you guys have any ideas or thoughts on that? Am I overthinking it?
Yes.
Fucking nerd.
Cool. Nerd.
That's that. Next question.
No.
And what do you guys do?
Yeah, go ahead.
I take the advice of Winston Churchill, and I try to keep my ash as long as human possible. So I don't know if you've ever heard the story about Winston Churchill and smoking cigars, but the way he used to intimidate other leaders of the known world at the time is you would have a pin in your hat to keep your hat nice and firm. He would pull the pin out of his hat and stick it in the end of the cigar so the ash would never fall. So as he's talking to people, he would have a Churchill cigar and it'd be 3/4 of the way ash, and he would just be talking to them, shaking it a little bit, and the ash would never fall off because of the pin. So I try to keep the ash on as long as possible.
That's fair.
Interesting.
For me, usually I do try to keep the ash as long as possible, but the only time I really ash is because I don't put my cigar down when I smoke. I'm constantly holding it. Unless I have to get up to do something or move around or something like that, that's when I'll put it down. But otherwise, I'm holding it the entire time. So when I ash is when I see it, the ash actually, any kind of shift in it, if it moves, then I know it's time to tap it.
Out of that ash?
Tap that ash. That's right. So that's what I do.
I kind of agree with Gibbs. Usually, because having the ash on there kind of helps the cigar stay a little longer. But in the process of trying, I don't hold mine all day or the whole time I'm smoking. I put as much as we're on laptops during the day, I put my cigar down all the time. Usually I ash while wishing I could make it to the ashtray. I usually tend to ash somewhere between here and my waist every damn time.
I've got a 5-gallon bucket beside my chair, and the way my hand sits, I just kind of let it fall off as it goes. The only time I'm really trying to get a really long ash is when I want to get a good picture. Other than that, I just kind of ask whenever.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Photographic long ash contests.
I just try to keep enough ash on the cigar to protect the cherry so that it doesn't continually go out. That's my only thing.
And that's something you
That
need to
all
keep in
makes
mind.
sense.
That does help, especially if you're smoking outside. Keep it a little bit longer to protect that cherry.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Definitely
That's good to know.
outside. Definitely got the fan on.
All right, so I hope that answers your question, Zach.
Yes. Thank you for overthinking that with me.
You're welcome. We'll go down that rabbit hole any day, buddy.
Cool.
All right. So first thoughts on the For Freedom Sweet Elder. So I've been doing a new thing with my cuts. I don't really cut them anymore. I just take the caps off and just start smoking straight from under the cap. I like it that way. So whatever, shut up.
He just heard somebody fancy does that and thought he would be fancy too.
I mean, yeah.
Can you put
I
that closer
did.
to the camera so I can see it? Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the cap's gone.
That's interesting. I've never heard of anyone doing that. I've heard of people like chewing it off and ripping it off with their teeth. But
Yeah.
I've never seen that specifically like that. So
Yeah, we had an episode on it, and Billy was talking about you can actually remove it with your thumb now. But what I did, or what you can do is just kind of wet it a little bit, and then it's easier to remove. But I don't want to sit there and mess with it for 15, 20 minutes trying to get it loosened. So what I do is I take the scissors and I just cut the cap just very lightly to get it loose, and then I'll take it off.
Score it.
Yeah, I'll score it and then take it off. And for me, it works. I like it. But first notes, I like the sweetness. I really do like that sweetness. It's not overpowering. It's not like, I'm chewing on a candy bar or something like that. But it does have that sweet taste to it. And it's probably about, it's a little bit on the lighter side. So it's definitely a light cigar for me. But I do like the taste. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. What about you, Andy?
I'm gonna shock Gibbs just a little bit. It's not bad for being sweet. It's so I just to give a little background there. I'm not a huge fan of sweet cigars. So in regards to like the Deadwood girls come to mind, and they don't do it for me. But just lighting this one up and starting it off. Yeah, it's got some sweetness to it, but it's not overpowering. It doesn't feel like it's, something that it's not like a sugar tip, cap where it's going to last the whole cigar. Hopefully it'll change out a little bit for me, but yeah, it's still a kind of a light cigar, but it's not, I have no complaints at this point. Other than Gibbs didn't
Fair
pass out and fall out of his chair.
Was pretty shocked. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
How about you, Billy?
I'm going to echo everybody else. I do like a sweet tip cigar on occasion. So far, it's been really good. I like the retrohale so far. It's not overpowering. It doesn't burn the hell out of your nose. So
Yeah, you're right. How about you, Grim?
Sweet.
Okay, I'll give you some background, guys.
I'm sorry. Do I need to? Okay. I like the taste of honey. I do like the fact that it doesn't have like an actual sweet tip to it, so I'm not like sucking on sugar while I'm, smoking it. I am not a sweet tip person or sweet cigar person, so for me, leaning towards the positive side on this, I'm amazed at myself, but it's sweet.
Fair
Fair
enough.
enough.
How about you, Zach?
Let me get another puff here.
Like he's winding up for something.
he's like,
Say it's sweet. Just say it's sweet how you want to.
So I am also not a sweet tip cigar guy. It's not like I'm gonna put down a cigar that's a sweet tip. It's just not what I'm gravitating towards most of the time. I also historically didn't really care for flavored cigars, but recently I like some of the Deadwood stuff. I like some of the Asylum stuff, and this is not offensive to me. It's not necessarily my go-to style of cigar, but it's like light and creamy and sweet and got a lot of pleasant things about it. So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Pleasantly
There you have it.
surprised.
So there we go.
I was a little worried.
Yeah, I was going to give him a little bit of background. The guys are kind of worried because half of us do like sweet, half of us do not like sweet. but I was like, we got to give it a chance.
Well, it's a good barometer for, to be able to check different preferences,
Exactly.
see how it stacks up.
All right. So now that we've done that, why did you guys decide to do your own cigar brand? Why did you want to do Four Freedom Cigars?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm new to it. James kind of corrupted me, and so brought me into the world. So I'm gonna let him speak a little bit more to that.
Got into cigars because cigars are cool, and it seemed like
And people that smoked them are cool.
Yeah, the people
The people that spoke were so cool, and then we get to meet people.
Especially
that
that
are like,
Grim
cool.
guy. That Grim guy is awesome.
I want to be
See?
just like Grim when I grow up. I'm gonna shave my head.
When I grow up,
do it.
Well, I'll tell you that James has always wanted. He told me this, that he had always wanted to kind of have his own cigar brand. It's always kind of been a dream of his. And then, an opportunity came up for us to kind of go into that. And we're hosting the podcast together, and he approached me one day. It's like, hey, we get this opportunity. Do you want to come in with me and let's see if we can get our own brand going? And he kind of introduced me to cigars, and I was like, man, this sounds like a pretty good opportunity. James, are you back with us?
yeah, he's just gonna be a pretty face. Just the entire show, do like this.
Use cards. Write on the cards. Cigar.
If you
Go
hover the
crazy.
mouse,
He's the man with the info.
Can you hear me now?
Victor, you're on mute, buddy.
While James works on his audio, Brett, I got a question for you.
Okay.
When you say James brought you in and quote unquote corrupted you, how do you define corruption?
Well, I
Because
say
cigars are
that
awesome.
I say that jokingly, but our background is, we come from a very, fundamental, a lot of rules type church background where, you couldn't do a lot of stuff. And that's part of what our podcast is about, is showing people that, we have liberty in Christ to do things. Smoking cigars is one of them. There's not a rule against it. And so it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing of kind of throwback to the background that we came up in. But the whole point of our podcast and our brand is, for freedom, Christ has set us free. We have freedom to do these things now. So that's kind of what I meant by that. But I mean, I didn't start smoking until I was 40, before I had my first one. And so, but I'm enjoying the world. I found me a lounge nearby, and man, I just go hang out there and read and watch the game, and I love it. And the more I do it, the more I get.
And I've been smoking since I was 18. My grandpa was a big time.
There you go.
You have a pipe, and I've got a couple of pipes, cigars. Eventually turned into just cigarettes, but as a kid, I would sit in the corner, like at family reunions, and I'd see my grandpa smoking a pipe and making smoke rings, smoking a cigar, and it just infatuated me. I loved it, and I told myself, when I get old enough to smoke a cigar, I'm going to do it. And I tried getting guys that were older than me to buy me one, never would. And so, 18 years old, I turned 18, went to a golf course, bought a cigar, played around the golf. It was like a White Owl or a Black and Mild. I don't even remember what it was. It was just one of those like cheapo out of the gas station, and I love it. I've always dreamed of being able to have my own cigar. So a buddy of mine, he started the podcast 5 years ago, John Hollyfield, and then we got approached by 1689 Cigars about a year ago to launch our own brand underneath their distribution line. And so we launched 3 cigars. We've got a Sweet Elder, Deacon's Delight, and a Pastor's Reserve. And then we added a 4th line. So Full Freedom has 4 lines. And so they're all named after pastors, the office of the pastor. We've got 2 sweet ones. We've got a dark sweet, which is the Deacon's Delight. The Sweet Elder is the light cigar. And our dark sweet cigar has notes of coffee in it and notes of chocolate in the sweet of the dark one. And then we've got a Habano and a Maduro, Bishop's Blend, and Pastor's Reserve are the Habano and the Maduro. So I've loved it. I've loved the atmosphere of it. I've loved getting to know people and been smoking now for over half my life, and love it. And my son, he was just out here a minute ago. He tells me all the time, Dad, I can't wait till I'm old enough to enjoy a cigar with you. And I've got deacons in my church that we enjoy smoking together. We hang out, have some theological discussions, and I've poisoned Brett's mind, and he's joined the cigar wagon as well. So it's been good.
Bravo.
Hey.
Bravo.
Hey, James, I just tell you, I just found a man in my church that smoked, and so we're about to get together and smoke over here too. So I'm gonna try and get one of those groups together in mine.
There you go. Share the corruption. Share it.
So as a good pastor friend of mine used to say, you meet people where they're at. And if it's the cigar lounge or the bar or, the local, I think you're in North Carolina, you got a taco mac around somewhere. That's where you meet people, and that's how you do the gospel thing.
That's exactly
At least
right.
that's what I was told.
Paul said he became all things to all men that he might win some. And so if it's smoking a cigar, if it's hanging out, having a good time, I'll do it. And so we just, a couple of years ago, I just said, hey, this is who I am. I'm not going to hide it. If people get upset, it is what it is. And so when that opportunity came to launch her online, I was ecstatic about it. I mean, I was just over the moon. And so this one is proprietary blend. We've blended it ourselves. We smoked, I don't know how many cigars to get to it. So this was the one that we ended on. Yeah.
A lot.
So going back to what you're saying, if people don't like it or not, have you gotten flack from anybody, being a faith-based cigar company and boo tobacco, that kind of thing coming at you?
I was at an event just the other day at a conference, and we sold 120 cigars at that biblical conference. I plan to be in a couple of different ones this next year, and I haven't personally had any flack. We had one person that did a review on Apple Podcasts that said something to the effect of, you guys are, talking about how for freedom Christ has set us free. Out of the other mouth, you're like, hey, go buy our cigar so you can die. Again, a novice not knowing that long leaf tobacco is not harmful or detrimental to your health at all. It's not like a cigarette. And I think that's the biggest stigma where I'm at in North Carolina. I mean, Philip Morris and Marlboro tobacco cigarettes are about 45 minutes away from me. So everyone, their mom and dad smoke cigarettes, and they've all got CPOD and lung cancer because of it. And so they just associate cigars in the same way. When it's two completely different worlds, one has harmful chemicals and the other one doesn't. Long leaf tobacco, as you guys know, is very healthy as far as you're just getting nicotine. You're not getting the chemicals of what you get in a cigarette. Yeah.
Preservatives, all that stuff. Okay.
I was a little, when I first took my church before I started. And when they interviewed me and they asked me, did I smoke? And I told them no. And then I started smoking. So I was a little unsure how they were going to take it. So I was kind of slowly started to introduce, and we're putting it on the podcast. We changed the name of the podcast. We're promoting stuff. And some of my church members are asking me about it, and I haven't caught any flack yet, so I think I'm in the clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait till you get more popular.
And I'm sure someone will be mad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
somebody will be
And
mad.
whenever I've not had anyone from our church say anything, but I have some friends of mine that'll ask me and push back a little bit. And I just tell them, I said, I'm not going to do anything that's going to hinder my mind. I don't have a lot in life. I'm not the most brilliant. And so if I'm going to put something in my body that's going to hinder the way I think, then it's a detriment to what I believe in Scripture of what I can and can't do. And so this enhances and it increases my ability to think a little bit. And so I'm not going to do anything that's going to hinder that in that side of it.
Fair enough.
For Freedom
Enhancing your
Cigars,
mind.
your mind
One puff
enhancing,
at a time.
body relaxing,
Enhancing your
social
mind.
Jesus expensive.
Hey, how did you come up with the name For Freedom?
For Freedom podcast started 5 years ago. My best friend John Hollitfield, he started it, and it's Galatians 5:1. The Bible says, "For freedom Christ has set us free, not to be under the yoke of bondage of sin or legalism, but to be set free in Christ." And so that For Freedom, the opening of it, is what he named the podcast, For Freedom Podcast, to help those that have been hurt in legalistic church environments be set free from that. And so when the podcast came out, we ran with that. And then we got approached to do the cigar company, and we're like, do we change the name or do we do something different? And I really liked For Freedom Cigars Company. And so we just took our logo for the podcast is that right there. and we just had a lady rebrand it with the chain, breaking of the chain around the side of it, and that's how we rolled out with that. So you can see if you look in the bottom there in gold, it says Galatians 5:1 in the wrapper there underneath the 4. So that's what we get.
Hang on, I gotta get my bifocals out.
And
That is what it says.
Yeah.
is that Dolphins blue?
It is Dolphins blue. It is. I saw that immediately. Don't
The
try to lie.
sunburst
Don't
of
try
the
to hide it.
orange is the
I saw
sunburst
that.
of the dolphin. Like we incorporated a couple
And the
of
orange.
things. No,
That's it.
We there were a couple of different color schemes that we had
I
sent
got it.
with, and I sent it to my wife, Brett's wife, a couple other people, and said, "Hey, pick which one you like the most." And this one was the color scheme that came back that they liked the most. So
Wait a
not
minute.
one.
How many of them are also Dolphins fans?
100%. All the.
I'm about to say every single one of them. He's covered. It's a cover up. It's a conspiracy. It's something being covered up. We know the truth.
He's
If
sponsored
we
by
could
Big
become the
Dolphin.
official
Big
brand
Dolphin.
of the Miami Dolphins, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm not. I mean, if you're listening, if Dan Marino's listening right now,
Not at all.
I know he's a cigar smoker. Reach out to me. We can make a partnership. Yes.
Right.
Isotoner gloves for Freedom Cigars.
You'll have an isotoner on while he's smoking it.
Yeah.
He only smokes
he's
wearing
both
ice
crowds.
stoners.
Exactly. Yeah. Contractually, he has to
Yes.
Yes.
Legally obligated
So-
to be wearing isotoners right now.
at all
regardless.
times, especially to bed.
Whoa.
So
Hey, this is a church podcast. Calm down.
we don't know. Can't even think of my next question now. You've mentioned the podcast several times now. Tell us a little about
Brett, why don't
the
you
For
start?
Freedom podcast.
Well,
I like that. That was well played.
there you go. So
That was
you
called
know,
delegation.
I came on the podcast. I've been on the podcast a couple years. Like I said, James and John started the podcast, and I've been on for the last 2 years. And you know, just like we tackle subjects like help people live their faith out in their life. There's a lot of people that don't know what legalism is in the church. There's a lot of abusive churches out there. There's people out there that, you know, try to hold power over people, try to hold people to unbiblical standards. Like they take their personal preference and they preach their personal preference as scripture. And that's what we're against. I mean, I'm for scripture and I'm okay if you got a personal preference, but, you know, don't try to put your personal preference on me. Because I just follow scripture, and that's what we preach. We come from backgrounds of churches where we grew up in these overbearing churches. Like, I'll give you some examples. Like, I couldn't have facial hair. I never had facial hair until I was 32 because I wasn't allowed to. My wife never wore pants till that time either. She only wore skirts. So that's the type of church we grew up in. And then we kind of woke up to, you know, this stuff ain't in the Bible. How we hold to this stuff, and you know, James and John, you know, they have seen that. We speak into that. I try to show people that freedom in Christ is that's what He's given us, liberty. He's given us freedom, and so you know, we interview people that speak into that. Some of this fundamentalism that we came out of. James and John, they have a counseling background. And so they did a series on biblical counseling, and you know, we just try to reach out and help people.
That's
James,
good.
did you have anything else you
We
wanted to
did
add?
do a series beginning of last year or beginning of this year where we just talked about the wokeness in the church and how the modern day church has went a little woke in their theology. And right now we just went back to our founding of where fundamentalism came out of and just some of those forefathers of fundamentalism. And we just try to give hope and help and freedom from the gospel in the gospel, and just try to help people where they're at and bring them along. So recently published a book called From Brokenness to Freedom, and so that's just taking people from really, if you've ever been hurt in a relationship in a church, it's what that book talks through of anger, stages of grief, anger, disillusionment, staying in bitterness, or the freedom that you can find. So that's where we're at right now.
Find it interesting that James and John started a podcast,
The Sons of
a
Thunder,
church
baby.
podcast.
That's also a wrestling team, isn't it?
I just got that.
I had a guy
never thought about that.
I had a guy come to me right after we started it.
You're welcome.
And he said, "You guys should rename the podcast The Sons of Thunder." And then I said, "Well, I don't know if we're going to do that." He said, "You should start a comedy podcast and call it The Sons of Thunder." And you guys, because we do a lot. We did a lot of comedy. Me and Brett, we joke a lot on our podcast about things. So I said maybe one day.
So you mentioned 1689 is your, I guess your manufacturer. Are you in brick and
We
mortar?
have tried to get into a couple
Have you
brick
tried
and
to get
mortar
into brick and mortar
stores.
yet?
We have sent our cigars to a couple. There's one in Texas that's looking at holding our line. Brett's talking to a guy in Mississippi. And then I've got a guy here in Hickory and Charlotte. It's called Tailored Smoke. We're trying to get them to hold our cigar line as well. So we're starting to branch out and sort of be in some of these stores. Of course, 1689 Cigars has their own lounge, their own brick and mortar, so we're there as well. So we're branching out as a small startup. It takes time to move to the ground, talking to people. Again, every little space inside of a lounge is currency and occupied money. So trying to talk to these guys with not a lot of sales. That's our other thing. We've probably sold 400 cigars in about a year now. Not bad for a first year, and so we're starting to get some exposure, and so now we're trying to begin branching out. Again, coming on here, talking, doing some things to get our name out there a little bit.
Absolutely.
So,
we'll try to help you out as much as we can.
One of the things that me and James have just started doing is, like, we'll go to the National Southern Baptist Convention, and our families will get together, and we'll get like an Airbnb with like a little smoking area. So we'll go to the convention, and we'll start inviting pastors back to our Airbnb and start passing out cigars. And that's how we picked up a lot of our business too, is just, letting the pastors try our cigars. Said, man, this is great. Give me your website. I'm going to start buying from y'all. And so that's one of the strategies that we've used to get our name out there.
Lots of networking.
Hey, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of networking does do it. That's a good network
we can't
to
get
get
Southern
in.
Baptists to acknowledge each other in the liquor store,
That's
but we
right.
can talk
That's
to each
right.
other in the cigar shop. Is that okay? Sorry, I'm a long life
That's right.
Methodist, so I got all the Baptist jokes.
Bring it
Hey,
on.
I
Bring it
love
on.
it.
We love it.
It's good stuff.
I'm Catholic by
Bougie
proxy,
spinning
so
good
I
lunch
just got
for
all
you.
the guilt.
It's all your fault, man.
Yeah, I get all the guilt. Where are we at on our cigars?
About
I
halfway.
think I'm about halfway.
Yeah, about halfway.
A little over.
Yeah. Let's do a halfway review. So far, this has been a pleasant cigar. I've been really surprised by it. I am enjoying it. Taste has not changed whatsoever. It is kind of burning, kind of crooked, but that's not a big deal. Just had to touch it up a couple times. But other than that, it's enjoyable to the point where I'm like, is there a 5-pack? Because I need a 5-pack. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. How about you, Andy?
It pairs well with my sweet tea.
There you go.
It still has that. I'm with you, Gibbs. It still has that sweetness to it, and it has a good. I'm trying to be nice. It has a good flavor to it,
Yeah.
and I haven't had any burn problems. You're special, buddy. So,
That's user error.
but it's construction wise, it still
I don't know
smokes
how-
really well.
Probably user error. I'm not gonna lie. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's been really good so far. Like you were saying, it's been holding really consistent throughout the whole thing. And I just wanted to point out that like you guys are saying, you guys are pretty new. So if anybody was kind of hesitant on pulling the trigger on something they really never heard of, I can tell you, it's a quality product for sure. It doesn't leave any sort of film in your mouth or anything like that. Like I said, flavor-wise, it's pretty good as far as the flavor profile and the sweetness and everything goes. But yeah, so far, good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting that sweetness of the honey. I don't think I'm getting any of the vanilla, but I'm definitely getting that honey, and I dig it. I really dig it. How about you, Grim?
Yes.
Present.
Well, at least Grim didn't just go.
It's better than usual. Yeah.
That's high
No.
praise.
No, I still have honey going through, which I'm still enjoying at this point. Like, it's a soft taste to it, so like it's not overbearing or anything else like that. Past that, it's It's a pretty decent medium cigar.
And Zach.
So far, so good. No construction issues. I'm getting a pretty long ash on it. The first ash was dropped in the ashtray. I didn't have to do anything. Was about a long. So pretty good on construction front. The flavors I'm getting are predominantly honey, which I think is interesting because a lot of times when something is sweet, it's just sugar, not like honey, which has kind of a more complex sweetness, which I really dig. I think that's cool. I'm not getting vanilla, but I get more of like a toasted caramel on the back end, which is kind of interesting, at least to me. As far as like who I think this cigar is for, this is an easy first cigar ever kind of cigar. If you're not sure what to expect, this is very approachable, very light, very easy on you, and isn't gonna make you pray to the porcelain gods or get the old Technicolor yawn. So it, again, not necessarily like my wheelhouse, but I am enjoying it. I think I probably should have grabbed a coffee because I think that would have gone really well. Nice coffee with this. But I think if you're considering a cigar that's for a new person, I think going towards flavored cigars makes a lot of sense, because if that person drinks their coffee with a cup and a half of sugar and 1 cup of coffee, or really likes the sweet drinks at Starbucks, this would be more in their wheelhouse. It's not overly strong, not overly bitter. So good, yeah. I'll said all that to say that it's pretty good.
Why use few words when many words will do?
I just throw a bunch of. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
All right, so since you mentioned 1689, you got a relationship with them. We're in the 1689 Facebook group, and I'm trying to figure out how much do they hate us that we have not posted one 1689 cigar in that group as of yet. And it's not personal. It's more that I can't get them, but I can get all these other cigars, so I post those. I just didn't know if they hate us or not.
I did take a couple pictures before this, so you'll be able to post 1 or 2 of those.
Good.
Yeah, I dropped mine.
Finally, we'll have one.
Well, I know the owner, and I can get you hooked up with him, and we can get him lined up. He's a big
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'd be like, wait, you say the leaf cutters?
Yeah, I'm
I hate those guys. They suck so bad.
He's a big
They
gamer,
suck so
so
bad.
he's up like 2 a.m. playing games, smoking cigars. I can't do it. Like I don't do that.
Shit.
Oh, you
So
can
in
hang out
that
with
case,
Graham.
our representative for that is Grim. Grim needs to be our representative for that because he will game with them all night long.
Not all night long anymore. I'll game until about 9:30, and then that's bedtime. And then I need PJs and a little thing of ice cream.
See,
Well, dude, I
that's
sent you.
news to me.
I sent you the solution for that. You
I don't want to
freeze
say what you said.
the white
solution was.
monster. You put it in the beer mug, and you pour a fresh white monster on top of it. So I mean, it's like a never-ending white monster,
Yeah, but
or a
I
heart
still have to
attack.
wake up in the morning. If I don't get like 10 hours of sleep, man, like I'm a diva the next morning. It's terrible.
The next morning, I thought it wasn't always. I love you, Grim.
He obviously
Always
didn't get enough
diva?
sleep last night.
No. Okay. That's kind of a fallacy right there. Just because this is the guy who bought a second Xbox just so he could have it running in his bedroom and be able to wake up at any point in time in the night and play. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Grim.
That was a while ago, though. It now plays Mystery Science Theater.
Okay, fair.
It constantly has a loop of Mystery Science Theater playing now on it. So I've mellowed out a little bit.
What do you play when you game?
By anything, man. With the exception of most sports games, I'll play almost anything. I don't do sports games because I get wildly competitive and I'm terrible at them. Like just god awful. And I'll be it'll be the intro to Grandma's Boy where I'll be like, God, stop hitting me! Bam!
Now, Gibbs, to get back to what you had said earlier, we do have a 5-pack and a box of 20 on our website as well. We've also got a sampler of all 4.
Awesome.
I've never been a Maduro guy. I've always been a Connecticut guy, and so that's just my flavor profile. So I stocked up on the Connecticut's, and our Habano is very excellent as well. I may send you guys the Habano or the Maduro, whichever one you want. If we can do this again, because I'd love it.
Yes, I'll take
I like the
either one of
Habanos.
those.
They're a little spicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stop smoking this. So do any of you guys like have you binge watched anything lately that's really good?
Is that for everyone or just me or
Binged.
Brett?
Everybody.
Oh, I'm in the
My wife got me started
I'm
on
having
the
a
pit.
blast.
So
The pit's
That
good.
show is so
Gibbs is a huge
awesome.
fan.
Yes.
It is so
she watched
awesome.
the entire one without me. It was
Yes.
like, you got to watch it. I'm like, how are you going to watch a show without me? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That
Finally
show
got
is
Noah
amazing.
his
They're
Emmy.
coming out with a
I don't know
season
if you
2.
guys canceled Netflix
Yes.
or not. But there's a millionaire mystery show on there. And it was really good. Where one person gets $1 million in a house
Was
of
it?
12, and the other ones have to figure out who has it, and you vote someone off at the end of the day, and the money moves from people to people. And so it's not just one person as the millionaire. And it was really good as far as like game show reality, millionaire winners. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'll tell you this.
I haven't.
No, you,
Go ahead, Brett.
okay, well, I'll tell you this. Me and my boys, we have never watched Supernatural. So we just started. Me and my boys every night watching a couple episodes of Supernatural. That's like 15 seasons of the show.
Yep. That's
But
Yeah.
it's,
good show.
it's like the coolest, manliest show, that you can watch. I know people fawn over it, but I really didn't see the appeal until I got into it. And now I'm not going to stop until I've watched the whole thing. But
Nice.
I'm
Pretty good.
really into that right now, me and my boys.
Well, I'll give you some news on that. They're thinking about rebooting it.
Are they rebooting it or are they going to just bring it back?
Well,
Because they can't they can't bring back they can't bring back Sam and Dean unless they're
Well,
gonna.
Don't ruin it for
Whoa,
nobody.
spoilers, you son
Jesus,
of a bitch.
Billy. What the hell?
Whoa.
I already knew
This is
that.
a spoiler-free
I kind of
podcast.
knew how it ended.
okay. All right.
But
I
I
was
will
gonna say,
though, in this
we're
show,
past
they can
the-
do anything they want to.
Exactly.
This is true.
That's what I'm saying. It's supernatural. They can bring them back.
But yeah,
Just so
exactly.
you guys
Face
know, the
Billy.
Like a
Dolphins
good
just
football.
lost, and so I'm a little upset right now because we could have won that game.
Shit, we got to cancel the podcast.
Hey, you know what? I hear there's a good cigar that you can puff on.
Absolutely.
It'll help your day be a little bit better. That's just
And
the rumor
and
I
a canned
heard.
beverage
And a canned beverage.
or an uncanned beverage. However,
Yeah, however many you need. But yeah, Supernatural, that was a good one. And the Pit, oh my goodness, I love the Pit. And that season 2, I'm sitting there waiting for. But I just got done watching Monster, the Ed Gein story.
I'm in the middle
Man,
of that.
that is trippy.
That's a rough show to get there.
I watched every single episode starting Friday. I didn't stop until Saturday. And I did know that it did inspire Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I did not know that it inspired Psycho, and it also inspired The Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting here. I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Good God, how many of these like horror movies that have become like cult classics
Mm-hmm.
are inspired by what he did?" That's a little crazy.
Yeah, and the sad thing is he's inspired several other serial killers too, which is
Well,
horrific. in itself.
what I found a little bit ironic about the show and what the conversation that Alfred Hitchcock was having with, I think it was a director or something, or not a director, but a producer or something. And he's like he says something to the effect of, why did he do what he did? And Hitchcock said, because he saw these things that he didn't know how to mentally process, and the only way that he could be able to process it, to make it normalized, was to repeat it, what he saw. I'm like, you guys don't see the irony of what you just said? You're showing everybody what he did, and the people that aren't able to process it are going to repeat it,
your mother calling.
It's a scary thought. It's really a scary thought, because I was thinking the exact same thing. And I know this is going to get a little philosophical, but with what Netflix is doing with all of these sensationalizing, serial killers and murderers and things like that, you're kind of bringing them to the forefront and showing something that a lot of people aren't exposed to, and kind of making it popular.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary. I mean, it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here watching it.
For somebody who's, completely level-headed and, has a normal upbringing, it's not going to affect them. But it's the people that have a past like Ed Gein did that are going to experience something like that. And just like Hitchcock said, the only way he's going to be able to process it is to repeat it.
Does that mean Zach's the only safe one on the podcast?
Yes. Everyone
I'm
here.
incredibly stable, sir.
Is that going to be the subtitle for the next episode? Grim the Stable?
These are my friends.
Yeah,
Well, we didn't mean
got
to
a cigar question
alienate
for you
you on that
guys.
one, guys. We just went into it.
do any of you guys retrohale?
Yeah.
42.
If so, how often do you do it?
When I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, retrohale.
Well, you see, when you get to be in your 70s, you just kind of, when you can remember to do stuff like go to the bathroom and retrohale, I mean, you just do the things. When you remember to do them.
Do you do them at the same time?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Good. I think. You got a caretaker?
I feel better now.
Good.
I'll retrohale pretty much on especially shows like this, just to get that full flavor of the cigar, to get the full taste of it, to give it a fair shake. Sometimes it works out well, like this one's working out well with retrohaling. Some of them I'm like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of
But,
cigars
yeah.
I love that the retrohale is a little bit too strong.
Yeah, clears your sinuses real quick.
It is something that I enjoy doing if I can handle the peppery, the burn. But yeah,
This one's very easy to retrohale.
yes.
I don't do anything retro. Like, I think the 70s should stay in the 70s.
Man,
Yeah, that's
blowing smoke rings like crazy, man. I love it.
Dang.
So you're saying there's no windmill couches for you, Grim? Windmill pattern couches or anything
No,
like that?
no. There's shag carpets, nothing you found on the set of Boogie Nights.
Wood pan.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to install wood paneling in Grim's bedroom when he's on vacation.
I do want a heart-shaped bed, though, one day. Not because I actually want it. I just want Erica to come home and find it. Like, we can
Shag
get rid of it
carpet.
immediately afterwards. But really, honestly, like, I just want to be able to be like, look at this. Look what I did for you. And her be like, you're retarded. I'm sleeping on the couch.
Fantastic.
I mean, I can see that kind of reaction out of Erica. You're right.
Yeah, no. I know my wife.
James, I got to go back to that question. And it goes back to a podcast episode, I think actually a live that we did. And do you retrohale your whole draw?
Me? Yeah, no.
And that really,
Mine is like the last. Like,
Sure, I don't think I
I
can.
think out of my nose. So yeah, if I did the whole thing, I would die. I would
Yep.
die.
we got dared to full.
I do the
a full
reverse of that. Usually I retro at the beginning and then puff the rest out. Don't know why. That's
I
how I
think
do
if I
it.
did
the
the
whole
first
thing.
little draw, I would be tempted to do the whole thing, and then I would be on the ground dying. Yeah, that's what occurred.
Do it on the podcast we want to watch. Brett, can you do last rites?
I was inhaling.
Now I have met
Yeah,
one
we need it
guy
for two people.
who like smokes a cigar like a cigarette and will take it all the way down to his lungs and then blow it out. And I'm like, I watch him.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, how do you do that? He's like, well, I just do cigarettes like that, and I'm fine with doing cigars like that. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know how you do that.
He smokes the reds though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like the Marlboro Reds.
Yeah,
Sort of
Unfiltered.
My wife will occasionally like try a cigar every now and then, and she doesn't hate them, but she used to smoke cigarettes, and she like almost every time she can't stop herself from doing it at least once, and I'm like looking at her face, and she's like, I'm like,
I mean,
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, but it's not pleasant.
So, James, when you saw him do this, did you also see his beard grow out just a little bit more?
yes.
Because he was such a man doing it.
He just thought about his
Just
beard growing. Grew.
Yeah. I figured.
His arm hair just became an inch
Chest hair
longer.
starts pouring out the top of your shirt.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, some of the chest hair just started poking out of his shirt.
Oh, my man.
Brett, being that you spent some time in Louisiana, and the fact that I'm still stuck here in Louisiana, and Zach has spent quality time here in beautiful Louisiana.
I want
What's
to know
your favorite Louisiana food?
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, when I go to New Orleans, I'm going to get one of two things. I'm going to get a shrimp po' boy, or I'm going to get me some gumbo. You know, I love some New Orleans gumbo. We had this guy, or I'll tell you what, we had this guy in our church. He had made this big cauldron. I mean, it was huge. Every time we had it eaten, he made big thing of jambalaya, and he put anything in there from, chicken, shrimp, sausage, anything you could think of, chicken thighs, whatever you could think of. Now, for a while, they tried to do the pastelaya, and it was good, but it's not going to be regular jambalaya, with the rice. And so those are kind of my go-to things. Of course, you can't beat a good crawfish boil, and so
It's hard to beat. Hard to beat.
So things like that, that's my go-tos down there. And that's the number one thing. I don't miss anything about Louisiana except for the food, because it's so expensive to live in Louisiana. Like, it's so expensive, they almost don't want you to live there. And so
I don't think they do. I'm convinced that they really want everybody to leave. I think they're doing stuff to the weather there to make it hotter and more humid, just to be like, no, only the real people are going to stay here.
You got to be
Why is it 86 and it's the first week of October? I mean, I got extra fans on. I'm sweating.
There are several things I miss about Louisiana. I've only been back in Tennessee for about a year, but other than people, I miss a lot of people that I met there. The food is by far the greatest, but also you can ride a motorcycle every month of the year there. Like, it gets a little cool in the winter, but you can still ride a motorcycle.
And I'll give you a tip about New Orleans. Whenever you do get your gumbo and get your jambalaya, put them together. It's a whole new experience, and it's so good.
I think there are people that would fight you about that one.
Probably.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Mixing two schools of thought there.
Yeah.
It's
North Carolina's
amazing
version
when you
of
can do it.
gumbo is Brunswick stew. If y'all never had that, yeah.
That's Georgia.
Yeah, and everybody's got a different idea of what Brunswick stew is.
That's it.
That's like the chili argument. Since I live up in the northwest corner of Louisiana, we're essentially Texas.
Well, since we're on that topic, Brunswick stew, potatoes and okra, or no?
No.
When I do okra, it has to be deep fried okra from Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. But in the Brunswick stew, I've had that in the Brunswick stew, and it's like, why do you do that?
I don't. It's because it's got mucilage.
Maybe not.
Makes it thick.
It's got what?
Mucilage is the term for the thickening agent that okra has.
Can you change the term?
No, I can't. That's literally what it's called.
Like somebody sneezed in my
It's
food
the
now.
grossest.
Yeah, nah, good.
No. When it's Brunswick stew, lima bean or no lima bean?
Mm-mm.
No lima beans.
So I
am
uninitiated in the Brunswick stew. So
what?
Well, we'll have to get you initiated.
I know.
I'll make a thing of Brunswick stew, and because I do a pretty good Brunswick stew.
But they do blur the lines between what is Brunswick stew and what is hash. Like here in Georgia, if it's more meat than anything else, it's hash. It's not Brunswick stew anymore.
Yeah.
You got to have those tomatoes. You got to have, corn. You got to have a little bit of other stuff in it.
Yeah.
But
it sounds amazing.
I don't complain. It's still delicious, though.
But if it's too runny, it's just
you
soup.
really need pork and chicken for your meat. You really have to have both of those. You can do just pork only, but it actually does help the flavor if you add chicken to it.
See, I just had lunch, and damn it, now I'm hungry again.
Yeah, I wasn't hungry at all. I grabbed a sandwich before this, and now I'm starving. Although I am planning to make etouffee tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
What time of the day I can always eat.
My mother made an awesome crawfish etouffee growing up, and I still like to do it
Yeah.
today,
Love
but it's
etouffee.
so expensive. Crawfish tails are so
Yeah.
expensive to buy.
You can sometimes get them frozen here, but I've never tried to do it here. And my wife has a shellfish allergy, so she can't do
My
it.
introduction to crawfish was when I was in Arkansas.
But yeah, I
Welcome.
miss me some crawfish.
Brett, actually, one of your
Dude.
friends,
Yeah.
Jonathan Hamilton, introduced me to a crawfish roll. And man, I was sucking the heads off. It was so great. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it's right, it's unstoppable. I could eat
Fantastic.
myself sick having that.
You never get full eating crawfish. You just get tired of eating them.
You just, yeah,
That's
your
true.
hands get tired, and you're like, I still want more, but my hands hurt so bad.
Yeah.
And welcome to the Food
Exactly.
Network portion of our show. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
The leaf cutters, we're actually talking about like basil and
Zach and I would split what, a pound or maybe 3 pounds worth of crawfish at a
3
time.
pounds. Yeah, usually we get 3 pounds and some sausage and stuff over at Bojack's.
I'm
I miss-
hungry.
But
I know it's a 12-hour drive. Come on.
Well, me and I, guys, I've got company coming
I have
over, so
thought
I'm going
about
to
it.
jet out
That's
of
a long
here. Brett will stay on for a little bit longer. Appreciate you guys reviewing our cigar, and always appreciate it. So
Yeah, man, it's
get you guys a
delicious.
couple more sticks.
Hello,
and we'll
Moto.
do it again.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
man. I love it.
Appreciate it, James.
Okay, now that he's gone, let's talk about him.
All right.
Yeah, my favorite part of the show.
I mean, you already
Food
let's
dolphin.
call him a heathen and go for
like,
it.
all right, now we can get
Was
started.
anybody else counting the tubs that were behind him in the shot? Or was that just me?
3, 4, 12,
Nice.
maybe 18 with this, just, with the frozen picture.
No, but where are we at in our cigars, guys?
I got about a third left. Yeah, I'm about the same place you're at.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and
Let's
you want to go a little bit more?
Spike it.
I didn't even see you
Tell you
smoke
what.
the one, Brett. What are you talking about?
I smoked mine down to the nub. I got this little stick, and it's like burnt.
Yeah.
I just smoke them down to the nub every time.
Right,
Yeah.
Maximize
Good old
value.
cigar pick.
right here.
We definitely use cigar picks here. Because we don't want to let them go.
No,
So how's the journey been so far in your cigar journey? Because a lot of people say it's great. Some people say it's hard. Some people say, I didn't really want to get into it.
Oh, well, I mean,
But here I am.
it took me a while to get used to, and not a while, a couple, to get used to find what I like. And I'm slowly trying stronger and stronger cigars. I'm still learning the culture. And so, I'm trying to step, I do the sweets and the Connecticut's because it's easy. But every once in a while, I like to step outside of my comfort zone, try something else. I'm going to start listening to you guys and what you recommend because
Don't do that.
I'm trying to
Jeez, man. That
explore.
gives validity to us. We can't have that. Well, we appreciate that.
That's what the cigar journey is about, though. It's about finding the things that you like and then growing. Because
Absolutely.
kind of like James said, his first cigar may have been like a White Owl or a Black and Mild on the golf course. Hell, mine was a Dutch Master, and I went from that, I think, to Punch and Romeo and Juliet, and of course that was, I don't know, Gibbs, was that in utero or right?
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I was back in the '60s, right?
Slightly after utero, probably.
That was
Yeah,
right
shortly
after World
after
War II.
Yeah, that's about
The
right.
Great War.
When he
Back in
shook
the
hands with
Great
Captain
War.
America, that's when he picked up the first Roman.
I started keeping my labels and keeping the journal because I've seen some other guys do that, and so I
Mhm.
think that's being helpful.
Oh, yeah, that
Ben
helps
makes
a lot, for
little
sure.
boards with the labels. Those are pretty
I
cool.
do.
Like a
I'll take my.
poster.
I made
I have
posters
a-
out of them, and then I have everybody who's smoked them with me sign it. So there's a memory with every single label,
Wow.
so I can
Cool.
look at it and be like, "Wow, I smoked it, with this guy and that day," and it was really fun.
Why did I smoke
So it's
this?
interesting. Yep.
Me
I
and
find that my
James,
taste changes. Go ahead. You got a story.
I would say me and James, we went on a mission trip to Nicaragua, and we went
Nice.
down there, and while we were down there, we picked up some and brought some home, and it was real nice. In fact, he's going back to Nicaragua next year and he's going to the plant where they make ours from. And so that's a good
that's very
opportunity
cool
for him to go down there.
All right. When they have him roll his own cigar, film it because it's going to be
Okay.
awesome. I'm just letting you know now.
Good. I got it.
cool
That's
what,
awesome.
what I was saying about my cigar journey is that my taste has like kind of ebbed and flowed, and like sometimes I'll be into like, there was a time when I was like the stronger the better, and and now I'm like, strength for the sake of strength without flavor is kind of a waste. So I'm went from being full cigars to kind of at like a medium full cigar, and I tend to like Maduro and natural things that have a like spice to them or complexity. And sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, big brands make hundreds of different cigars, and sometimes one cigar from one brand will just hit right, and they'll have another cigar that I can't stand. So don't judge all the books by their cover. They might be a good one in there.
Yeah. And great example of that is I recently just had a Rocky Patel White. And if you've seen any of the shows that we've been on, we don't tend to like Rocky Patel at all. But I went ahead and tried the white, mostly because there was not much other option. But I tried it, and I actually enjoyed that one. And this was years of me just disliking Rocky Patel, staying away from him. But I actually like that cigar. So, yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. And, if there's one thing you don't like from that brand, try something else. You might find something. Also, another one of the things I want to tell you in your cigar journey, when you do start, getting into your darker cigars or get into your stronger cigars, you may start leaning that way again, to the stronger ones. But eventually, you'll probably go back and be like, you know what? I like lighter cigars again. And then you'll go forward again and be like, I like stronger cigars again. It'll continually do that. And that's okay. That's what it
Palate
does.
will continually change.
Yeah, your palate
When
will
I
continually change.
When I first started smoking cigars, I didn't really like Connecticut's, and they just didn't do anything for me. And now I like to have a mix of like lighter stuff for like Andy and Gibbs and we work together, so we get up a little early and have a cigar and a coffee, and I don't want to smoke a really powerful dark cigar. Then I want something kind of light and creamy. This would be a good morning cigar.
Yeah,
Something
100%.
that's not gonna make me feel bad. I want something that's gonna make me feel good. So I like to keep a mix of stuff in the humidor.
Have you ever seen or smoked an egg?
Yes,
Gibbs smoked the egg.
I smoked the egg.
I've never had one.
I've got, somebody gave me one, and I've got one. James, the same guy that gave me mine, gave James his this past summer, and he immediately smoked that joker. Man, those things are big. I still got mine, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, besides the comical shot you can get from a picture on it, it's actually not a bad cigar. It's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, don't be afraid of it. It's actually a pretty good cigar.
Well, good.
Sorry, I'm looking at Billy sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
switching to
laptop
widescreen.
died. It just died. So I'm awesome.
They make this like this thing that you can plug into your laptop, and then you can plug that thing into like a power source. Like
I've heard stories about that before.
it'll run for days like that.
I
don't know.
think it's a
technology.
conspiracy theory. I think it's a lie. I think you have to buy a new
power.
laptop every time they die.
With Billy's,
That's it.
with Billy's collection
I
of
mean, I don't
electronics,
have Billy's money, so I can't afford to do that.
with as many electronics as Billy has on display, like I can believe every one of them was used once until the battery died. And he was like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do," and just put it back.
I don't know what you're talking
All right,
about.
so I'm getting to the sad part of my cigar. So I guess we're going to have to rate it, huh?
Yeah, go
I
for
guess
it.
so.
Let's rate it. All right, let me get one good puff.
do it.
Well, let me
All
get one more good puff.
No. And one more. No, it's good. So, beginning to end, it's been the same flavor, which I'm enjoying. I still have that nice honey, smooth flavor to it. Has decent retrohale. The burnt issues I were having kind of went away. and it's a solid cigar. I've been enjoying it the whole time. So I'm probably gonna rate this one pretty highly. It's probably gonna be like a 4.25 for me out of 5. I really like it. Like I said, I'm going to look for a 5-pack of them because this is one I'd like to have around. How about you, Andy?
So Gibbs and I, most of the crew know that sweet cigars really aren't my thing, but I'll make an exception for this one. The honey, and I think I'm going to go use Zach's words, kind of a caramel, maybe a toasted caramel, kind of on the back end, has been good. It hasn't been overpowering throughout, which is usually, I think, when we smoke or when I'm offered things that are flavored or sweetened, really is what turns me completely off from the cigar. It's just too sweet all the way through, or it sits on your lips for too long. This doesn't do that. So the smoke's been great. The retrohale is really smooth. I'm with Zach on this one. It would go great with a cup of coffee. Not that it doesn't pair well with sweet tea, but it would go great with a cup of coffee in the morning. The construction's been really nice. It hasn't burned too wonky. I've got a fan blowing, so that never helps my burn out here on the patio. But on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna go with a 4, 4.25. Let's go 4.25.
Enough.
Thanks.
How about you, Billy?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page with both of you guys. It's been really enjoyable, and as far as the flavored aspect of it goes, I'm of the same mindset as Ben. I like a flavored cigar from time to time, and this particular one is good because it doesn't overpower the actual flavor of the tobacco. You can still taste the natural cigar flavors along with that sweetness. So I think it's a good mix. There's a good balance between the two. So yeah, I think I'm right there with both of you guys. I'm going to give it a 4.25.
Solid. All right, Graham, how about you, buddy?
I've done worse things.
Fair enough.
I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I tried holding a straight face. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I would be parroting everybody else to give notes. I would just say that I'm going to do a 4.25. I would for me do a 4, but I think because I'm a little biased against cigars that have flavor, I think I'm not rating it high enough because of that. So I'm going to say 4.25 just because I'm trying to be non-biased. But it was a good smoke. I'd smoke another one.
Awesome. And Zach.
Had to get one more puff there. Yeah, I said the things I said earlier about the flavor, and I'm still getting those. I get a little bit of like tobacco cedar kind of on the back end of it, just barely there, which is kind of pleasant. No issues with the burn. Ash looks good. It's the smoke output is really good. It's a lot of smoke for the stick. It's I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but I blew a bunch of smoke rings because the wind is right here, and I like to blow smoke rings. And I'm gonna rate it. I like 4.25 as a rating. I think I was apprehensive because I'm not a flavored cigar person, but it's kind of won me over, and I would have another one. It's good, especially in like a contrast to like black coffee, or if you've had another cigar that's really rich. This would be like a nice kind of mild addition to the day. So it's pretty good.
Great. Brett, we're about to close out here. Time. Let us know what's going on with For Freedom. Tell us anything that's coming up, any events maybe you're doing. If you have something new coming out, this is your time to kind of shine. Let us know about For Freedom.
Well, we've got our podcast going on. We're still putting out episodes every week, and want people to check out the podcast. We've got a trip to Israel coming up in January. Anybody that wants to go, we've still got spots open, and so we want to put that out there. We've got a box set coming out. It's called we called it the Freedom Package, and in it is a 4-pack of all 4 of our flavors. It's Nicaraguan coffee, which we get from Nicaragua, and it's also got some soap in there. And we've got some different types of soap, like cherry and vanilla scrub and things like that. And they, there's this company out of Tennessee. They make some kind of manly smelling soap, and so it's a Freedom package, and it's live if people want to go and purchase that for like a gift coming up. We've got Christmas coming up, but we want to thank y'all for having us on here and trying out our line of our Sweet Elder. And like James said, we've got two sweets and two unsweet, but we want people to check us out. We're on the 1689 website under For Freedom Cigars, and thank y'all for having us on.
We appreciate you being on.
Thanks, Brett.
For sure.
Thank you for letting us try out your cigar, which like I said was enjoyable. So on that note, I'm going to say good night.
Good night.